Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and true love. Once again, welcome back to Joy Church Chats. Welcome back to Time with Jack, the Talcottian adventure. Blessings sincerely to all of you. Welcome to all honest witnesses of this Talcottian adventure online. Please enjoy and participate as you want. I hope to bring some joy. I hope to share some joy. I hope to offer inspirations and honestly share some of my faith. Today, I'm not wearing the branding, my focus on my purpose. Today, my focus truly is we're going to share some church, right? Some talk of God. Now, God is a word that, people argue about. I just want to settle in and share some time together as friends because there's a lot happening, man. There is a lot happening. And I was blessed and inspired once again today, brothers and sisters. Hey, we're going to get into some of the things, right? Thank you for those who witness some of the things that have transpired online and some of the confusion and controversy that's coming forth. I'm trusting in this, that which is. I believe we are. We are under God's divine protection when we accept it. And when we accept things, then we can know things. But if we're always at war with the world and everything in it, we don't really understand. We don't understand why we're here. Here today, just to let you in on my development, I think I did things last night. Yeah, I think I ended up on more live streams last night. Yep. And I reviewed some of the accusations that were brought forth against me, some of the narratives. Really twisted memories, man, but whatever. Today's a new day. And on my way to church this morning, I was inspired once again, got there, and during the song, during the praise, I made some notes. And wouldn't you know it, once again, God offers me confirmation and some of the biblical references to confirm where I'm at, man. Pastor Bryant was on spot again for me. The idea of being a witness and a participant in life, an honest witness, an honest participant, living life in a godly way with love as the reason for being is to grow in love. What if life was simply that simple? What if you could change your life by accepting that as a possibility and a truth? That what if your purpose in life was to grow in your relationship with love, whatever that means to you, because I think it's true. I think you're supposed to grow in love with being you. And as you grow in love with being you, the way you do that is you prove to yourself, I am worthy of my love. And you become worthy of your love by being honest, by being kind, by being brave and strong. That was a different idea I didn't make a note about. But this world, especially for men, right? In this world we were born into, everyone's expected to be tough, right? And tough means you got to fight. And you got to work hard like a beast. There's a difference between being tough and being strong. You know where the strength comes from? You know where the power comes from? From the truth. Seeing God is the truth. The truth is God. Get to know God for yourself. You have a personal relationship with God, with the experience you've been allowed to live so far. God has shown you truth and illusions. All of us. We've all been shown truth and illusions, and every day we get to figure it out. What is real? What is not real? God is so friggin' amazing, man. Mysterious, incredible, perfect. God is, man. Holy cows. God is with you. God is with me right here in this present moment. Because the truth is that God is revealing us all. These are new thoughts. Let me get through some of the notes and then we'll continue on. And I do intend to drop the link and invite others to join. And another thought I'm thinking, just so you guys know, those who are here and so encouraging, sincerely, in my monologues, I try not to pay much attention to the chat anymore because I found myself getting distracted from what I was wanting to offer. But when I go back and I review myself, I pay attention to the comments. And I want to tell you, thank you. Thank you to so many of you. And there's been some great questions that I wish I sometimes I try and bring up the answers of some of the questions and sometimes I forget. But forward, forward. We're here to live and learn. Those two go together. Learning and living go together. If you don't learn, you're not going to live. And you can't learn if you do not live. But then you got to figure out, what does it mean to learn? What does it mean to live? But the point is, we're not here to earn. You're not here to earn God's grace, God's love. You're not here to earn your way and, pay your way to live. That's devilish nonsense, dude. We can change this world when people, right? You and me and everyone we know, we can change this world when we stop believing we cannot. Now I'm getting back on the priest preaching. Let's stick to God, because this was a reminder I received from Pastor Brian. It was a confirmation of what I've known for a long time. His message was to Christians, and I don't know who I'm speaking to, but my religion is love. Okay. My religion is love. The way I came to know my religion the best was through the teachings of Jesus, the words from the Bible. I mean, that's not all I learned from, don't get me wrong. And I think that's the problem of many today. They've been taught that, no, you can't listen to them. No, you can't learn that. You'll be punished if you learn something. What? What? No, we punish ourselves when we don't pay attention, when we're not honest about what life is revealing. We keep ourselves small. We keep ourselves limited. We overlook obvious opportunities for growth, for service. We miss out on a lot when we're not paying attention to the life we are living. The world profits from trauma. The capitalism in the American way, it's bullyish, it's oppressive, it's colonialism, it's imperialism, it's literally evil and wage slavery voluntarily enabled. There I go, getting on that purpose again. So every moment of every day, we go through the moments of our day, and each moment we get to learn, be an honest witness of life, and we can participate in life and what it shows to us however we want. But the world profits because people aren't paying attention. They're not thinking things through, which is one of the notes I made today. Thinking versus not thinking versus knowing. I faced a lot of accusations. I'm sure it'll come up today when we open the link. I faced a lot of accusations. I've received a lot of punishment based on what people think. But I keep trying to tell them, you're not thinking. You're not thinking things through. You're confused. You've made things up. You've put things together wrong. So the confused think they are thinking. They really do. And there's a lot of confused people who've convinced themselves they know things they do not. Let's point to the American voters. They claim to know their candidate is better. This is the solution. You don't know that. And you definitely don't know what you're talking about if you're supporting the likes of Trump or Harris or Biden. Let me not get preachy. We're at church. We're at church, Jack. We're at church. God is the focus. This is God's creation. This is God's creation, right? So I envision pointing this out if and when snafu arrives. But what each of us are, we are characters that God has envisioned for each of the others to experience. So I'm a character God envisioned for you, and you're the God of you, with you, right? So, in other words, you created me to be me, and somehow, I don't know, I don't want to get too deep into those thoughts. Learn versus earn, thinking versus not thinking, but knowing. Okay, now this is where the spiritual religions are pointing to. What they're talking about is a knowing. You can know when you're honest. When you're honest, you don't have conflicting thoughts in your head. You don't keep repeating lies over and over. Oh, that reminds me. I don't know if I ever did this. The thumbnail, right? Choose love, brothers and sisters, always in the background of every word I am offering. Sometimes it's a reminder for me, Jack, choose love. Maybe that's why I put that sign there for me, not as much for you, but for me. So it's in my background, reminding me, Jack, be loving, Jack. Hey, so Sunday scripture, church with Jacks, church chats with Jack, and that is what today is. So from the Psalm, for the Lord takes delight in his people. He crowns the humble with victory. Oh man, if those words aren't wonderful reminders for me, I feel victorious. I feel righteous, despite the nasty, crazy narratives about me. So back to here, some thoughts to consider. And please, I encourage you to consider. By the way, what I'm sharing is Instagram. I don't really receive a lot of attention, but if you go back and you think about these words, oh yeah, they're in the description too, though. So the patterns of life, what they are that we witness, the patterns of life that we experience, they are truth revealed through motion. And I can get all deep into this. Motion is change. Change is a reflection of time. It's how time is found, is the observation of change. And change is motion. And motion we experience both outside in the physical realm, but also inside in our emotions. Your emotions are true for you, just like the world you experience is true for you. Good and bad, pleasant and unpleasant, they come together. It's all one thing, just an experience and a happening that we all get to go through. What a divine, amazing creation. I am so grateful that I found my way to humble myself to our Lord, the source of creation, that which reveals the truth. I trust that the words from the Bible are true. Align with the truth of you. Become the authentic version of you, the holy version of you. The whole version is discovered through love. Let me not get off and I'll get through this. So the patterns of life, what they are is truth revealed through motion. There is a flow to life. And this is what the Tao is, I think it's Wu Wei, the way. There is a flow to life that you can accept and trust with humility. And just allow yourself to accept good and bad. They come and go, right? Emotions come and go. Things come and go. Pains, comforts, pleasures, they come and go. Waves rise and fall. We are waves of information and energy that experience waves of information and energy. It's an infinitely divinely created experience of life that you and we get to share. We call it today. So if you recognize that life brings ups and downs, waves rise and fall, the prideful and arrogant, what they've done, they've chosen to raise themselves into positions to fall from grace. What is grace? Grace is flow. When you're prideful and arrogant, you've placed yourself into a position where you're always fighting for control. So I've been facing a lot of prideful, arrogant people here online, and I've been learning to practice this. These are words from experience. Stay humble. Stay humble to take delight in the Lord of life and love. And a reminder, especially before I open up the panel, man, may the faith, love, and peace of Christ Jesus, may it be known through us all today. And not just today, but from now on. Claim your right to divine faith. Claim your right to divine strength by humbling yourself to that which is greater than you. And if you allow yourself to know your weaknesses, now I'm getting off into old reminders. Let me get through my notes and then we'll figure out where this goes. Each day, life brings us choices throughout our days. And if we're not paying attention, our body and memory will make the same choices before. That includes reacting and fighting and worrying and hurting. We can recreate life every day the same way that it was if we want. I encourage you to embrace life and consider all that life might bring forth. Because if you can't imagine life and you are life, whether you like it or not. You are one with God, whether you know it or not, whether you accept it or not. We can flow with life and what happens. We can cry about it. We can get angry about it. We can do all the emotional things about it. And those things are natural. Every day, though, if we're not paying attention, we'll make poor choices. It's the way we're designed. We're designed to be conscious and aware and compassionate and caring, That's how our natural design is. This selfish world of battles and control and competition. Hello, it defies who we are. I mean, it takes a part of us and it twists it. Everything is perfect. This is God's vision we are experiencing, right? Through the mind of God, the power of God's word. God speaks. There's no unanswered words. I mean, there is. The power of words in our world that we've been living in. This was another reminder from the sermon today. Now, let me finish the thought on choices and then we'll come back to the power of words. Power of words is incredibly important for you to consider and realize, right? Every word we speak, we're either revealing truth or false truth, partial truth. And actually, most often it's best to stay silent. But I wouldn't be doing much if I just sat here silently, would I? Although I could. Just presenting joy and peace. I don't know. That's a different idea for a different time. Back to the topic. Each day, throughout our day, we find options, right? And every option, it's a variable. A variable is an option, and an option is a choice. We have infinite numbers of variables we can consider and we can ignore. It's through the mind, the directing of your attention, what you're paying attention to, that's where it matters. Because if you're not noticing new variables, you'll just keep repeating the same old choices. And my practice, I mean, my testimony, I made the same old choices to drink all the time and all sorts of stupid stuff. Took me to a dark place that I didn't like. And I didn't like me for being in a dark place. I love me now because I don't allow the darkness any effect on me. Well, actually, let me come back to an admission of the Talcottian adventure. I'm actually not proud of myself for yesterday. I could have done better. I pointed out what were, in my opinion, character flaws of Chemo and Snafu, and I did so in insulting ways, and I enjoyed it. And I could have done better. I could have offered more grace, more understanding, more compassion. They know not what they do. They really have no clue what they're doing. They're examples of those who think they're thinking, but really they're not. They're just reacting and blaming and complaining and gossiping and presenting themselves as characters to learn from, of maybe what not to do, right? This is what I reminded Paul of. For those who know the characters around here, please. I mentioned to Paul that his patience and compassion and ability to understand and communicate with Snafu was actually helping him shine, right? So the balance of one chaos against another chaos actually helped one chaos look great. I wonder if that's what the powerful positions do. God is so good. God is so mysterious. We always want to grow in what we know. That's what life is. Brothers and sisters, there's so many people that are limiting themselves from what they could know because they don't want to accept what has been shown to them to be true. There's so many examples of this, but if you're feeling this way, unsettled, unease, you got these habits you just can't seem to break, the answer's, well, the willingness is within you. That's the only place it can start. If you don't want to change who you are, if you don't want to change the life you're living, if you like telling yourself what you're telling yourself, then you have no willingness to change. And that means you might be lost, because an unwillingness to change, that's prideful. It's arrogant. And those who are prideful and arrogant, they miss out. They're not seeing the perspectives of others. This is the world we were born into. It's through the natural that our God reveals the supernatural. It's through the natural, nature and everything, day to day, what's normal. It's through the natural that God reveals the supernatural. And what is supernatural? Miraculous. What did Jesus show? Miracles. What are you and I? Miracles. Maybe you haven't realized yet you're a miracle. But if you're honest with yourself, life is a miracle. I mean, the number of variables that are included in generating and regenerating life as we know it, the number of variables included in that is incalculable, right? So that points to a magnificence, a gloriousness, an infinite intelligence that allows life to be brought forth. And not only life, but the inner consciousness and the inner knowing of life, and not just life externally, but the inner life as well. And throughout time, men and women have been studying and observing and explaining the different bodies and dimensions of mankind, regardless of color, regardless of, of native language or custom. We're all of the same essence. Mother Earth, the elemental pieces of nature, the atomic structure, the molecular design. It's just an infinite scale after scale, layer after layer of infinite perfection, just so you and I can earn our way and pay our way to live. What? No, 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 no. We're not here to earn our life. Life has been given. Celebrate the life you have been given, and you will start to know God's love. Celebrate the life you have been given, regardless of circumstances, regardless of situations. Circumstances and situations, those are temporary. You and I are temporary. We don't know when we'll be done. We don't know what will happen from what we try to do if we're honest. And I'm striving for perfect honesty. Perfection of word, the power of word. Whoo, baby. What a power to yield given to us by our God. The ability to communicate what we feel, what we remember, what we experience. Power of words, man. They can bring healing and destruction. They can unite or destroy relationships, self-confidence, right? We've got a lot of power within us. Do you know how powerful you are? Without God, you have nothing. See, for God is the truth. And if you can't be with the truth, you have nothing. And if you can't be with the truth and you have nothing, you are powerless. You're powerless to change. You're powerless to escape. You're powerless to overcome. These words are coming through, but these words are my experience, okay? Bring God into your thoughts. Bring God into your conversations. Bring God into your life by your choice, by your willingness. The rewards, where I paused at church today, one of the songs in the praise, right? God fulfills all promises. I don't know what any of those promises are. I don't know what blessings are. What does that mean? What does it mean? I don't know. I mean, I do trust God rewards those who are faithful. I mean, just logic tells you if you're faithful to what is true, you got a greater chance of overcoming than if you quit, right? So those with faith can overcome just logic and truth, the power of truth. God is the truth. We want to align with the truth. And it's best to receive the truth, to accept the truth with compassion. This is where I know I've been lacking in my ability to communicate with others compassionately. I've been given great examples, and I'm working on improving my ability, but I trust, God's going to reward me. I'll get to learn from some of these experts firsthand eventually. Conversations are quicker than lectures and books and praise God. I don't mean to dismiss ways of learning. Those are wonderful gifts. I just prefer having conversations. I find enlightening conversations and deep, powerful discussions, dude, they're transformative. They give you new thoughts to think about. And every day, I'm going to come back to this and then we'll open it up soon. But every day, our choices are variables. Every choice we make brings forth different variables. You go one direction, you get different one set of options. You go a different direction, you find different options, right? That's what life is. Choices and variables. What we get to choose is from the choices. The choices, our awareness and our environment brings us to see. Those are the choices we get to choose from. Which is why I get so frustrated when people want to criticize some of the people for not rising, for not doing more in America, right? It's the land of opportunity. Everyone's got the same opportunities. Not in a world where you got to pay for opportunities. Let me not get into criticism. Praise God, right? God is so good. God is so good. It brings forth life every day for us to choose. And again, like yesterday, and brothers and sisters, let me sorry to keep breaking around. I encourage people who tune in late, go back and catch some of the early monologues. Because each day I think I'm getting more inspiring. I feel like it at least. I'm getting more comfortable being me, and I'm getting more comfortable openly talking about God. It's a word that I even resisted bringing up. But part of that is I know how people react. At this point, I don't care. It's time. It's time for people to start thinking about God more often. I think. But who am I to listen to? The topic, we can become, we are here to be the eyes of God, the mind of God, the body of God is to be lived through you. It's a gift for you to align with who you really are. You are divinely created. And yesterday I brought up the reminder, and I'll remind anyone tuning in here again. Let's choose heaven. Choose heaven right now, because it's always waiting there. It's eternal. It's eternally present. So if we choose heaven, what does that mean? Well, it means we go to the divine. And what is divine? Divine is perfect. Heaven and the divine is what provides the answers, and we always want to go to the highest place for the answers. The world teaches us the highest place is authority, the experts. Oh, you don't know who you are. They tell you who you are. You got a diagnosis they told you that you have. It's an opinion. The highest source I go to, I listen to the opinions of others. I go to the highest source. I choose heaven. And in heaven, there are no battles. In heaven, there are no worries. Can you join me in heaven, in the here and now, with God, with the love of Christ? That example, right? Love. Love is the way. The way to have a wonderful life for yourself and others is to love the life you are living. And sometimes it's tough to find reasons to love. If you think it's tough to find reasons to love, if you think it's tough to do things, it's tough. If you think it's simple and perhaps God's will, things may become miraculous. This is a faith that I hold because my story is different. And I do hold a lot of faith in God, in love, in the truth. I don't know what's real. I only know what I feel, just like you. So, life and death, this is from Pastor Brian. Life and death, they are in the power of words. Do you know how powerful you are? Do you know what power you yield either over yourself, right? Are you bossy and cruel within yourself? And is that coming out as bossy and cruel to everybody else? If you're bossy and cruel, it means you're prideful and arrogant, even if it's just to yourself. Knock it off. I want you to know peace. Through the power of word, the words you say to yourself, you can reprogram your mind. You start changing your mind and going in a different trajectory of your life. You could go from heading towards disaster towards heavenly realms of greatness, of wonderful blessings that you didn't even know were waiting for you. I trust that wonderful blessings are waiting for me. I trust in the laws of creation and the universe that I've been learning of. And I've been very conscious in how I live. I've stumbled, I've been angry. There's lots of evidence of that. You know, my imperfections are clear and obvious, but I set the goal to better understand God, Jesus, and me. We are you. God, Jesus, and me are you. You are everything with God. And without God, you are nothing. For God's love is what you want to know. God's love is what you want to align yourself with. The way to truly honor God's love is to be the best you. Allow love to lead you into healthier choices, taking better care of your body, your mind, your spirit, spending time in reflection, honestly, with compassion, looking at yourself, looking at what is God showing me today? What did God show me yesterday? What does God show me this morning? I wonder why God is showing me these things. Is there something I'm supposed to choose? Is there something I'm supposed to do? Is there a way I can serve what God is showing me today? I'm going to go ahead right there and consider that a way to open this up. Am I able to serve those who may join? We'll figure it out together, brothers and sisters. I am loving this life. Uh-oh. I may have missed some stuff, but it's all from within, or it's all in the hips. A little bit of both, whichever you want it to be. All you can control is you. And here's what I realized: I don't want to control me. I really don't. I don't want to control me. I want to know me. Because if I know me, I'll serve me with the things that I love. You following that? Those who we love, we don't seek to control. Those who are loved don't have to obey. Okay, so if you're in one of those relationships where you got to obey, the Christian laws, got to obey the Abrahamic laws. That brings me up to another idea, man. I have seen so many people who call themselves Christians. Chemo reminded me of this. He's an example of these words. I love that guy. I hope to find resolve and peace with him. I pray God allows him to choose peace for himself. Because as soon as he finds peace in his mind, all of us, what applies to one applies to all, varying levels and degrees, because the truth is true. And the truth is to be known. It's not to be feared. It's not to be yielded for punishment and retribution. The truth is available for us all to receive throughout moments, throughout lifetimes, right? Dang, I took myself off of where I was going. I started down a direction again. Until we're willing to have the answers instead of victory, until we're willing to receive the answers instead of victory, we will continue our confused minds. Okay? Something I've been practicing and what I want to point to for those who are listening, and I trust many of you are. And thank you again for all who have been a part of this. Um, this is a crazy experience we're having. This is a name I have not seen here, if I remember right, but I'm going to take a chance.
Good
Welcome.
afternoon, Jack. How are you?
How are you? Your audio is a little soft, but
Okay, well, I'm doing well. Here, I have a question. Since you bring up the Christians, let's talk about the fake Christians and their hypocrisy and their double speak. Because this is going on with all these people on these panels in our tight-knit community of the truther community, the shadow band community of YouTube. And, you know, I'm wondering why people like Snafu Snaps runs around calling himself a Christian, but that's what I call a fake Christian.
he's a confused man. And actually, thank you. You kind of reminded me in that video Snafu shared yesterday, the interview and the evidence against me.
Mhm,
Chemo calls
mhm,
himself a Christian as well.
mhm.
So, who is right? See, this is kind of the inspiration of the topic too. Being honest witnesses and false witnesses with each other. It is so important for us to be honest.
Absolutely.
Words, see what I saw yesterday, initially it broke my heart. It really did. I was disappointed. I felt helpless. I tried figuring out what to do. I didn't know what to do. And had to accept it. Once again, there's people who claim to know me, right? There was really no in there was really no pressing into any of the words that were said. I've been denied opportunities to face my accusers since 2018. And so I've been
Yeah.
watching this, and my heart's been breaking, man. But here's where I'm at. Yesterday I was frustrated, and I went on Paul Unslaved's stream, and we watched a bunch of the narratives about me, and with, you know what, I had fun, even though it was disgusting and quite hateful what I was seeing. Um, Today I was reminded, this is God's story, guys. Snafu is a vision that God manifested for us to experience together. The technology just allows it to be shared a little more publicly. I think Snafu can change his mind. I
Jack,
think,
your
go ahead.
opinion on the one side though, because it's like when people make accusations or claims, like their perspectives on things, but then they are closed minded and they're not open for free thinking. What, you have any thoughts on that?
What you described is the problem. The what I was pointing to with the consider each of us, I mean, I can explain these things, but unless each of us kind of consider these ideas for ourselves, the meaning comes from within. And so what I'm pointing at, consider the difference for yourself, what it means to think, to not be thinking, and what was the other one? Oh, the difference between thinking and knowing. And and then when you do think of something, how do you know when you've thought it through enough? How do you know when you've learned enough to know, right? Where's that line? How much information is necessary? The humble, the humble don't have a lot to lose, right? So they're willing to listen, and they're willing to be wrong. They're willing to be corrected. The prideful, they are literally insane. Chemo, Snafu, Donald Trump, many others, Joe Biden, the voters of those, they are evidence of the confused, and the confused do not know what they are doing. God's people suffer from a lack of wisdom. What keeps us from learning? Our pride, thinking we already know. Thinking we can figure it out on our own is another problem of today's world. Telling everybody that they've got to figure it out alone. They got to solve their own problems. Guys, we're here together for a reason. There's a divine unfolding that is happening.
Yes, there is.
What are we going to do? I think that could be the perspective from like Jesus, because as he said, only the Father knows, and the Father is that which is revealing. And revealing the truth and allowing the lies, as are we. We're revealing the truth or allowing the lies. I can't wait for the frickin' lies about me to be undone. I'm evidence, guys, brothers and sisters, those of you who have joined this adventure, there's something pretty cool happening here. And I'm pretty sure that this is God's plans. I'm growing more and more and more comfortable in what I say. I'm pretty sure the end of wars is coming as soon as we choose to end the wars. See, where I was going with that is I can imagine Jesus sitting in the heavens saying, I wonder when. I wonder what they're going to do. When are they going to invite me? Right? The heart of God is sitting in the heavens waiting for us each to choose heaven. Choose heaven each day, each moment, each breath. Choose heaven and align yourself. Recognize that the body you are contains the truth that you carry. God is the truth. You are a temple of God. God is between your temples. So pay attention to what you're thinking. What you're thinking is going, and what you're telling yourself, that's going to become what you do, what you choose. It's very important. If we were, as the mythology goes, as the story goes, and I don't want to say, I don't know what's real. I just know that God's love feels good to trust in it. And it feels good to be honest and humble and kind and forgiving. I forgave and I forgive. Chemo, snafu. I actually look forward to eventually having conversations again with them. So, yeah, if he happens to be here by some way, the link is pinned.
I don't care what nobody says, Jack. I learn a lot from you, man, and I have joy every time I talk to you, man. That's facts, for real.
Respect to you, because you know what I hear in that? Your willingness. I see your light too, Goblin. I told you, I saw you even on that Lauren De Laguna show, because I think you went there right before I did, if I remember right.
Yeah, it was either before or after, but yeah, facts.
Yeah, I think you led my way there. And I saw your light. I heard your light, brother. There's a reason we've all been brought together. There truly is. Our God is so mysterious. The divine, okay? If you object to the word God, the divine is so mysterious. And then you got to figure out what is divine. Divine could be holy, could be perfect. And what is perfection but absent of corruption, absence of flaw? See, and when we sit silently, we might feel flawed, we might feel unworthy, we might even feel discomfort in our body, in our physical being. Those things might be there, but they don't have to be. We can surrender ourselves and fill ourselves. I've heard of miraculous healings. I've witnessed what I considered to be miraculous transformations. I experienced what I consider to be a miraculous transformation. For my disease of alcoholism and the things I used to do, I know I'm not alone in saying it's a miracle I'm still alive today, right? I bet most of you, if you're honest, and actually, if any of us are honest, we can admit it. Life is a miracle. You ever hold a child of your own, or even one you just met? I mean, babies are fucking miracles, dude. And the diversity of nature, right?
Acceptance is the greatest part. It really is.
Only the humble can accept, because the prideful will think they know. They think they've got control. I'd like to speak to the prideful who think they are in control of the United States government. I'd love to talk to them pretty soon. I really would, because you know what? I know the more I consider these things, and I've spoken words similar to this to people who I love. Here's a way to know if something's true, right? Speak it to someone who you love. It feels bad to lie. You'll feel it. And so if you can say something to someone who you love with honesty, you'll feel it. You won't feel the resistance. You'll feel the absence of discomfort in your words. So I said this to some people who I truly love and care about. I believe that God created me for this purpose, to represent the truth, to be an advocate for the truth. I'm no different than anyone else, but my experience has confirmed this in me. We're all here to be authentic. We're all here to be honest and grow in our talents, grow in our creativity, grow in the expression of who we become. If we're afraid and worried and constantly at war, we're not going to grow. So I want anyone tuning in, please. I'm available too for personal support, at least right now. I want to help people grow because I found my purpose. Go ahead, Goblin.
I didn't want to cut you off. I just wanted to get this out there. God did not even teach us the division regarding, like, kingdoms against kingdoms and nations against nations. In the book of Enoch, one of the fallen angels taught that to mankind, just like makeup as a deception and things of that matter. Go ahead, brother.
Deception has been an option. War has been an option since it was considered. I mean, all ideas and all feelings are what bring forth our behavior. And like I said earlier, every choice we make today leads to different variables in the future. And that includes especially what we do with each other. I've been considering, I've noticed, I felt I've done a poor job of being understood. Excuse me, but I also noticed publicly I haven't tried to really understand some of the people who've joined. I mean, I've tried to understand why are they accusing me and attacking me, but the stories and the individual I haven't done. So I've wondered, am I missing my mark? Because I honestly think I've had a theory, guys, that what God has allowed me is a deep look at myself so that I could know me. And in knowing me, especially because of the crazy life I've lived, I got a pretty good ability to understand others. And I'd like to help others better understand themselves, to help them find confidence and comfort in growing their authenticity and stepping out a little bit greater. Because the world is calling out. The world is crying out. We need people to rise. It's time for good to rise. And there's a lot of good things happening in this world. It's easy to miss. My purpose, what I believe my experience through the military and labor, and then the education and other stuff I gained, I actually believe my purpose is to find a way on the mainstream media, in front of Congress, President, in front of the UN. I want to speak to the world. I believe that God is, in some ways I am, right? It's a matter of connecting them.
Jack, I think you're doing a lot more than a lot of these unnecessary, and I'm not trying to talk down. I'm just saying there's a lot of unnecessary panels out here that are just literally talking about nonsense and distractions. I just wanted to come up and share some good vibes with you, man, because I actually believe that you are going to have that time. I do. To make a change in a positive way, brother.
Thank you, Goblin. I feel your energy. I receive your support. And here, I want you to consider, look at the facts, look at the obvious. It is a we. You and me are here in this present space and time. And all those tuned in are here with us at this space and time. And together we rise. So let's all rise together in all ways that we can. We can raise each other up. And Goblin, let me come back to you again. if I can be of personal support to you, online or off. When you're ready,
You already have been, and you already know.
respect. Well, I always want to do more. That's the thing about me. Until the world is truly at peace and celebrating prosperity and growth again, until that happens, I don't feel fulfilled. Hey, here comes, whoops, here comes what I consider to be in love, with love, I consider to be a bad example for us. So, welcome back, brother Snafu. How you doing today? If you're talking, we can't hear you. And your mic is on and up. Well, let me know when you're ready to join. And you're
He
welcome
needs
back.
he needs to understand that when you're actually doing journalism, okay, there's this other part to journalism which we should be examining and analyzing even besides journalism is critical thinking and logical reasoning. Okay, you may have an assumption, but until you can verify that, like you might even know something in fact, but if you don't have the logical reasoning and you don't analyze it, it's nothingness. It's a nothing burger.
Thank you. You reminded me of something, not hopefully to add to where you took us. The goal is between the idea of thinking and short sighted thinking. The goal is to have clarity, right? If we're not gaining clarity with our thoughts, then our thoughts are probably leading us wrong. And if we're looping in lies and repeating the same things so that we don't forget, oh, that hurts. Oh, they did that wrong. Oh, yeah, all sorts of excuses. The looping.
Jack, does
Only,
this go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask if you feel that this is goes into like the day and age, like we're in the time now where we're told not to express our feelings, but yet if we say something and then somebody gets in their feelers, then that may be considered offensive. It's I see that as like a double standard, but is that accurate or no?
I think I know what you're saying. The expression of feelings makes others uncomfortable, often. But the expression of emotions, it makes us uncomfortable too as individuals, quite often. I know I've been uncomfortable with my feelings, and I didn't like that my feelings caused other people discomfort. Um, but if you consider polarity, right? Good and evil, light and dark, it's all a game created for us to experience. And we're foolish children. We're new creations here on earth, right? In the scope of time, geologically and historically, where we're at, we're new. Hey, Snafu just returned. Where was that thought going? We're here to learn and grow and discover moment by moment each day. If we're confused and looping in memories and opinions, patterns of old behavior, that looping mind lacks clarity. And those who are confused, they get angry. Hey, let's give this a try. Speaking of. Welcome back, Snafu. Is the audio?
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Sounds good, actually. Welcome.
Right now, we're just monitoring all the people who support rapists in your chat. You made it easy turning it to subs only. So, like when we see Sterling and all the people in your chat room, Austin Murphy, these pedophile predator supporting fucks, which most of them we already know, but it's really easy on us to monitor. So, thanks for helping us here monitoring. You are a rapist and all, hiding your past.
Well, I know that's what you want to believe.
Well, it's what I know. We heard from your own family.
What do I do with
Goblin, it's good to see you up here supporting a rapist. Also,
Well, I'm not gonna make that claim
no,
because I
no,
don't have
you
any
good to see you
factual.
support the
I
rapist.
have no factual evidence of what
Support
you're
your
saying.
local predator. All you guys in Jack's
Here,
chat right now. It's
tell you what.
beautiful. It's
Here,
beautiful,
just
Jack. You've
Snafu,
made it easy
yes.
to see who the wheat and tares are, who laugh about rape, joke. You laugh and joke, but what's hilarious?
You're describing yourself, Snafu. Oh, he ran. So I tried. Hey, sorry you became involved in that. I put you in the back just to try and keep you out of it a little more. If
Yeah,
you
I'm
understand.
not gonna subscribe to somebody making, empty statements. If there's no factual evidence, then it's nothing.
Hey, thank you. It's simple and obvious. Someone who goes around just using and trying to punish. And let's consider who I am today. Snafu clearly does not listen to what I offer. I mean, the words I talk about with God and love and respect of the truth, he clearly has no regard for that. And Snafu, Tommy, oh, I could keep going on, but I won't. You're you're identifying as Christians and you're doing a poor job. Snafu, you're doing a poor job of representing Christ. The
There's
evidence is
even more. There's even more. The same individual that came up on your panel to complain about people that claim to be religious that are not expressing to actually, be in alignment with that. That was somebody trying to cause more distraction amongst division. Yes. And this is it's becoming more and more evident of who is what at this point,
Goblin, you're actually working as a great co-host for me. these these words are reminding and inspiring me. But I just forgot what you said now that I offered that. Damn it. Briefly, what was it you offered again?
I was
You
just
observed?
speaking on how it's all about, oh, you're not doing it right. You should listen to me and do it the exact way that I am. And it's like, well, what if I have different expectations or a different journey in my life, as we all do?
Yeah, that didn't bring it back. That's all right. Hey, we're all here. No, man, no, we're good. This is life. And for those who been want to be all critical and negative at me, dude, why? Why would you want that? Seriously, my goal, I said this to my mother today. And I love my mother. I don't even feel my mother has been really trying to understand me either. My goal ever since I flew myself to Washington D.C. with the Postal Service, ever since then, my goal has been to create a better world for everyone. Everyone. I don't know why I've received so much opposition and so much hate publicly and privately. People seem to love to hate me. And so the only thing I can figure out, honestly, this is God's plans. And for those who might be new to me in this, I mean, I've shared about my darkness and my alcohol addiction habits. It was a disease. I had a diseased mind. I took myself through hell. And the truth is, I spent my whole life trying to be like Jesus. I did. In every job I did, I was honest. I worked, well, I wasn't perfect. I was not perfect. But I tried to be like Jesus. I didn't have God in my life. And so why not? Why not? A guy who tried hard, served the military, served the public in his occupation, served the workers around him. Why wouldn't God allow? I mean, and then everything I cared about was gone. So I got to reinvent myself after all of that. So there's got to be a reason. I think God wants me to get in front of DC. It sounds like just the only type of story God could create, right? That America, God allows mankind to develop in the civilizations of what we've got today. And let's face it, America did lead the way. America led the way in industrialization and many different ways. America has led the way. And there's a lot of other people living in America and other places that are living pretty rough right now, today. Some of them are praying to God to either die or please help me survive, right?
Jack, I think what it is not everyone is intended to be a leader. And throughout your life, you have actually held up the position of being a leader in several different scenarios. And to see some of these individuals that talk down on you, it may just be jealousy and envy because they've never had that experience. You know?
That's a very, it's an accurate observation, I believe. I got tastes of leadership. I took the job seriously. I took the responsibility seriously. It wasn't leading a nation. It wasn't a huge corporation, but I took leadership seriously, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, but I was honest, and I genuinely, truly cared about the job I was doing as a leader. I cared about the image, how I represented the workers. Go ahead.
I just wanted to share this with you just because where you're at, okay? It's kind of a side note, but I just want to share this. Though the majority of leaders happen to be men, I do want to point this out. Who do men talk to at the end of the day before they make that final choice? Is it not their spouse or significant other?
Quite often it is.
Go ahead, brother.
Hey, and actually, I've mentioned this before. Here, after my tastes of the experience of leadership, I got to grow in my education. I studied those who teach leadership, who coach leadership, and who have succeeded with leadership. I studied those people. So in my heart, between experience and education, I feel pretty strong. And let me point out, to reinforce what Goblin said, not only is that true, that there's usually a strong and brilliant woman inspiring a man who rises, or a partner, whatever. There's a balance and a support system that helps people rise. I've been blessed to learn from some amazing, incredible women who are leaders, who are creating leaders. And so I don't objectify women and look at them the same way I used to. I don't look at myself as an object or a thing either anymore. I'm an aspect of the divine, as are you. Goblin, you know this. That's what we are.
Yeah.
We are aspects of the divine that are true until we corrupt our body, our mind, our spirit. When we corrupt our mind with lies, we corrupt our body with intoxicants and with unhealthy food choices. We are true and pure and aspects of the divine who live in a world of corruption and lies. And it really helps to figure out what is true versus what is a lie when we come together and we discuss things. Which is why I've been so frustrated about these panels, man. We could be having such great conversations instead of this argument for content, man. But that brings into a different observation, right? Life is 50-50. I've been saying this a long time. We're either right or we're wrong. We make choices, the results and opportunities. The results and opportunities of our choices, they come from God. All results come from God. We are variables and we make choices in the variables, but all results come from God because the results of life are true. It is God that reveals what is true and what is not. I mean, God reveals all things. God is there for us to know, for us to consider, for us to seek to know, for us to seek to realize, and to seek to share. I know God not just as the religion. I do say, there's incredible inspirations, not just in the Bible, but many, many paths have been laid for all of us to discover what is true. Snafu has returned, but I have a feeling he's not present. Okay, if Snafu would join us in the present with God, here with God, we can have conversations. Welcome back, Snafu. Is God
I'm
with you?
always with God. I'm in the present.
Well,
Presently,
God
I'm looking at all the people supporting the
I
rapist.
didn't come for your hello. You're not here for the narrative. You're here
No, I'm
to
looking
be
at all the
polite.
supporters of rape.
You're done. Snafu, go away. You know not what you're doing, and you refuse to accept what is true. Your patterns of denial are unhealthy, and your mind and spirit are clearly corrupted, as is your body, based on what I've heard. Snafu, look at the patterns of your life. It's all that life is the experience and observations of patterns. Patterns are information. Every moment brings us information and data. What are we going to choose? Life doesn't have to be so complicated.
Jack, I just came up for a minute. I do got to get out of here, but I just want to share this with you and your audience. For anyone that is looking for any type of inspiration to reach their higher objective and full beingness, I would just advise you guys to go to your scripture or seek it from the spiritual aspect, however you may do that. Much love.
Peace to you, brother. I invite people to reach out to me as well. I mean, there's resources abundant. There are abundant resources available for all of us, for you, for me. And what's a resource? It's a place to go to for, you know, it's everything, right? We know what resources are. Why am I complicating this? Praise God. Life is good. Can you settle into the goodness of life? Can you choose heaven for yourself? Right? I truly trust that, as the scripture says, and Goblin suggested, go to these holy words, go to words written by others who are identified as holy. Seek perspectives of wholeness, of divinity. Expand your mind and your understanding of your own language. Sit down and review your own philosophy. What is my philosophy? What is a philosophy? It's not just the love of wisdom. Philosophy within is, what is your mindset? What is your perspective? I get accused of trying to mislead people. Someone who's trying to mislead others is telling others what to think. I'm offering things for you to consider. What I am hoping to do is not tell you what to think. I want to help you understand how you think, how you might be able to think with more clarity, with more compassion, with more solutions instead of problems. I'd like to help you think with more love. It's as simple as that. Our thoughts create our reality. Let your thoughts go away and realize maybe how unreal those thoughts actually were. And once you allow the thoughts to go away, you start to consider, what is real? God is real. God is true. God is love. God is perfection. God is now. Can you unite with now and celebrate with me now? Choose heaven. Choose love from now through the rest of your day. And I'm going to wrap it up right there, brothers and sisters. I think that's a beautiful ending. Until next time, and let's see where the Talcottian saga goes. For those who do want to join this adventure, reach out to me, right? But you know what? Reach out to you. Reach out to God. Reach out to Christ. Reach out to love. Reach out to those who you love. Reach out to those who you love remembering. Reach out to those who you love thinking about. If you love thinking about how much you hate them, figure yourself out, because time spent in hate and battle, man, we're not witnessing God's glory. We're not participating in the growth and the adventures of life. Brothers and sisters, choose love, love being you, love witnessing the truth of your life, and love participating how you love. Let's return again next time. Invite others, please, and let's help this grow. Help me get in front of Congress. Why not? Choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. God bless you. God bless us all. Thank you.